Trevor thought he had it all figured out. He'd spent hours researching online and found the definitive answer. Push, pull, legs was the best split for muscle growth. Every fitness influencer swore by it. Every bodybuilding forum recommended it. It was settled science, right? Wrong. Trevor was a beginner working a demanding full-time job with 3 young kids at home. He could only make it to the gym 3 days per week if he was lucky. But the internet said 6-day push, pull, legs was optimal, so he decided to cram all 6 days into his 3 available sessions. Monday became chest, shoulders, triceps, back, biceps, and legs, all in one brutal 2-hour marathon. Wednesday was the same exhausting combination. Friday, if he wasn't too destroyed from the week, he'd attempt it again. After 8 weeks of this madness, Trevor had made 0 progress. He was constantly fatigued, missing sessions regularly, and ready to quit training entirely. I'm Scott, and I've got your raw daily fuel for today. Trevor's mistake is the same one 90% of people make when choosing a training split. They pick what sounds impressive or what worked for someone else, completely ignoring the 2 most important variables, their recovery capacity and their schedule availability. Here in Alaska, we don't waste time chasing what looks good on paper. We do what works in harsh conditions with limited resources. Training splits follow the same principle. The best split isn't the one that sounds most advanced or promises the fastest results. It's the one you can execute consistently week after week without burning out. There is no universal best training split. Your optimal choice depends entirely on how much time you have available and how well your body can recover from training stress. Get these variables wrong, and you'll struggle regardless of how perfect your exercise selection or technique might be. Let me break down your 3 main options and when each one actually works. Full body training 3 days per week is the foundation that everyone should master first. You hit all major muscle groups each session through compound movements: a squat pattern, a hinge pattern, a horizontal push, a vertical push, a horizontal pull, a vertical pull, and core work. This gives you higher frequency, training each muscle group 3 times per week with moderate volume per session. Full body works best for beginners who need to practice movement patterns frequently, people with limited time who can only train 3 days per week, and anyone returning to training after a break. Monday, Wednesday, Friday is the classic schedule, with at least 1 day of rest between sessions for recovery. Upper-lower splits train 4 days per week and represent the sweet spot for most intermediate lifters. 2 upper body days focus on horizontal and vertical pushing and pulling movements. 2 lower body days emphasize squat dominant and hinge dominant patterns. This allows more volume per muscle group while maintaining twice weekly frequency for each area. Upper-lower works when you can commit to 4 days per week consistently and have developed the work capacity to handle longer sessions focused on half your body. Monday upper, Tuesday lower, Thursday upper, Friday lower gives you optimal recovery between similar movement patterns. Push-pull, legs, splits require 5 to 6 days per week and only work for advanced lifters with excellent recovery capacity. Push days target chest, shoulders, and triceps. Pull days hit back and biceps. Leg days focus on quads, hamstrings, and glutes. This allows maximum volume per muscle group, but demands exceptional recovery ability. Push-pull, legs only works if you're sleeping 8+ hours per night consistently, your nutrition is dialed in with adequate protein and calories, your life stress is manageable, and you've been training consistently for at least 2 years. Without all these boxes checked, you'll quickly burn out attempting this frequency. Your recovery capacity determines which split will actually work for you. Recovery capacity equals sleep quality plus nutrition. Adequacy plus life stress levels plus training experience. High recovery capacity allows higher frequency and volume. Limited recovery capacity requires lower frequency with more rest between sessions. Studies consistently show no significant difference in muscle growth between training splits when total volume and frequency are matched. What predicts results is adherence and consistency. The split you can actually stick to for months will always outperform the perfect split you abandon after 3 weeks. Trevor learned this lesson when he finally switched to full-body training 3 days per week. Same total training time, same effort, but distributed in a way that matched his recovery capacity and schedule. Within 4 weeks, he was making consistent strength gains. Within 8 weeks, his body composition had improved more than in his previous 8 weeks of trying to force an inappropriate split. Your framework for choosing a split is simple, but requires brutal honesty. First, assess your realistic weekly availability, not what you hope to achieve, but what you can consistently maintain given work, family, and life obligations. Second, evaluate your recovery capacity honestly. How's your sleep, your nutrition, your stress levels, your training experience? Choose the split that matches both variables. Commit to it for 8 to 12 weeks before evaluating. And track your progress weekly instead of constantly program hopping. Consistency with any reasonable split will always beat perfect execution of a split you can't maintain. I'm Scott, and that's your raw daily fuel. Remember, in Alaska, we don't chase what looks impressive. We do what works in harsh conditions. The best training split is the one you can actually execute consistently. If this resonated with you, subscribe to Raw Daily Fuel. Diverse voices, global perspectives, one mission, giving you the program design that matches your reality.